You went for a green card interview and ended up in handcuffs. Imagine preparing for months to finally get your green card. You've gathered every document, double-checked every form. You show up nervous but hopeful, and suddenly, ICE agents walk in and arrest you on the spot. This isn't a movie. It's happening in real life in 2025. And in this video, we're going to break down who exactly is being targeted at green card interviews, why this is happening more than ever before, what legal traps to look out for, and the number one thing you must do to protect yourself. Let's get into it. The new crackdown, detentions at USCIS interviews. We've all heard about ICE arrests at courthouses or workplace raids. But here's the silent shift. Immigrants are now getting arrested at routine green card interviews across the US. This trend is especially picking up in San Diego, Arizona, New York, Florida, and several other USCIS field offices. People who show up for marriage-based green card interviews, thinking it's just another immigration step, are instead being taken into custody mid-interview. Let's look at how and why. A real case that set off alarms. This happened just a few weeks ago. A U.S. citizen in his 30s married his partner, a Filipino student in her late 20s. She had come to the U.S. on an F-1 visa, and after falling in love, they got married. She had overstayed by then, but everything else was clean. They filed for her green card through adjustment of status. They got an interview date. Everything was in order. They even hired an attorney. But halfway through the interview, the officer looked up and asked about a removal order. What removal order? Turns out, years ago, while she was still a student, she fell out of status and got hit with a deportation order she never even knew about. She didn't attend the hearing. She never received notice. It was just sitting there. And suddenly, ICE agents entered the room, handcuffed her, and took her away. In front of her husband. The attorney had no idea it existed. Even a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, request didn't reveal it in time. And that's the problem. Who is being targeted right now? If you're adjusting status inside the US, you could be at risk, especially if any of these apply. 1. You have an outstanding warrant or removal order. This includes forgotten bench warrants, civil fines, or old removal orders that were never cleared. Even inactive orders are showing up and triggering arrests. 2. Past criminal history. DUI, probation violations, unresolved felonies. Even old charges that were dismissed but never formally cleared. 3. Threat to public safety. If you've had domestic violence accusations, even if no conviction. Police reports that look bad in the system can be enough to cause detention. 4. Previous immigration fraud or denied cases. If you were married before and that case was denied for fraud or inconsistency. USCIS does not forget. Your entire immigration history is in one file. These are the profiles ICE and USCIS are actively reviewing during interviews. What you must do before your interview. Here's what every applicant should be doing right now, especially under Trump's new enforcement priorities. 1. Write out your immigration timeline. Document every entry, visa type, overstay, and any issues, even if you're unsure. 2. Request your records. File a FOIA request to get your full immigration file. Run an FBI fingerprint check to reveal any criminal history. Contact the immigration court hotline to see if you have a deportation history. 3. Disclose everything to your attorney. Don't hide anything, even if it feels minor. Your lawyer needs to see the full picture to protect you. Many detentions happen because attorneys are blindsided. 4. Clean up any old issues. If there's a criminal conviction, get it vacated with help from a criminal attorney. If there's a removal order, your attorney can reopen or terminate it before your interview. The biggest tip: reschedule if you're not ready. Here's the part most immigrants don't know. You can reschedule your interview. If you need more time to prepare, get documents, or just feel something might go wrong, file a request to reschedule. It's simple. You or your attorney can submit the request. You'll usually get 1 to 2 extra months. Use that time to fix any red flags. But don't walk into an interview unprepared. That's how people end up detained, or worse, deported. USCIS is publicly celebrating these arrests. If you go to USCIS's official Facebook or news pages, you'll see them proudly highlighting these detentions, naming the cities, the field offices, the charges. This is a coordinated campaign to increase interior enforcement, and it's only growing under the 2025 administration. So don't be the next headline. Final thoughts. You still have rights. If you or someone you know is applying for a green card inside the US, you need to get your records in order. Tell your attorney everything. Fix any old legal issues. And reschedule the interview if needed. The interview is no longer just a formality. It's also an enforcement checkpoint. Be ready. If this video helped you or someone you love, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon for weekly updates that matter. And remember, knowledge is power, especially in immigration.